Mercedes' AMG range is getting stronger in India, and now they're going to get a new baby AMG down to India, and that is this, the CLA-45 AMG. Is it AMG enough? We are here in Germany to get a quick drive and find out. The CLA is a natural at being an AMG. It looks brisk and brave from this angle, and it looks pretty steely from here as well. And from this angle, the message is very clear. Watch me disappear. Thankfully, the larger nostrils at the front and the diffuser end out rear only make it look angrier and faster. And in this AMG, guys, it hugs the ground a little bit more. Now the badge at the rear may not say 63 or 55, but it is big enough. Now AMGs are all about big motors, lots of displacement, lots of horsepower, and suitably enough, this is of course called the CLA-45. So what does that 45 stand for? The motor is a 2-liter turbocharged motor, and well, horsepower is about 330. So that 45 actually comes down to the 450 Newton meters of torque that this car packs. But even more important are those little things over there. This car, like a proper AMG, has 4 outlets, and now let's see what it sounds like despite having a turbocharger on. Not quite bad, is it? Okay, so the exhaust note doesn't have the crackle and rumble that you get from the bigger V8 and V12s from AMG. But then the CLA is radically different. Firstly, the engine is a 4-cylinder unit, but with a gigantic turbo to pump up its productivity. And that, AMG says, makes it the most powerful 4-cylinder motor in the world, with 355 bhp on tap. But from behind the wheel, the engine doesn't feel as impressive as it sounds right from the word go. The 45.9 kilograms of torque only makes its presence felt after the 2,500 RPM mark. So the traditional AMG trait of delivering an insane amount of power at any speed, at any rev, is a little bit in short supply here. But when you push that little bit harder, the CLA becomes seriously rapid. This engine starts punching above its weight class, starts showing its real AMG-ness when you cross the 4,000 RPM mark. Once the turbo is spooled up, the CLA zips through the speedo like there's a much bigger motor under the hood. Give it the heavy right foot treatment and this AMG will hit the 100 km mark from standstill in 4.6 seconds. The other point that makes the CLA different from other AMGs is that it is partly a front-wheel drive machine. That's because the CLA uses an intelligent all-wheel drive system. Allow me to explain. Now let's say you're just coasting on a highway, and the 4-wheel drive system will actually not be working. There'll be 100% torque being sent to the front wheels. But then let's say you step on the gas, and the system automatically detects how much torque needs to be sent to the rear wheels to get the power down most effectively. The torque split can go up to 50-50 between the front and the rear axles. From behind the wheel, when it really counts, it's hard to tell that the CLA would be a front-wheel drive. There's no doubt about it that this car just feels very pointy, changes direction quickly, smoothly too, steering inputs, feels very agile. But the steering, despite having the right amount of weight, doesn't have that communicativeness to it. But the electromechanical steering is by no means a wet blanket. And none of the other shortcomings spoil the appeal of the CLA-45 AMG either. For instance, the 7-speed gearbox does get caught out by city traffic at times. The dual-clutch gearbox at lower speeds can be a bit jerky. And obviously, This AMG has stiffer suspension than the standard CLA. It also rides lower by 15mm at the front and 10mm at the rear.
When it comes to ride quality, on the upside, it hasn't been crashing through rough sections. But I'm pretty certain that on our roads, this is going to be a little bit uncomfortable.
Also, it would be wise to use the rear bench mostly for kids or vertically challenged adults. But on the upside, the cabin is built to the usual Mercedes standards and is equipped accordingly. Of course, being an AMG, the customization menu is long and pricey. If you're looking for a budget version of the CLA, you will have to wait a little longer. Because the first taste of the CLA for India will be this estimated 85 lakh rupee AMG version. And that will make it the cheapest AMG to go on sale in India.
So the CLA-45 will be the most accessible AMG to go on sale in India, and well, when it comes to the AMG tag, it does live up to it quite well. The motor's got stonking performance. Yeah, you have to work it a bit, but nonetheless it's there when you want to drive it fast. And on the handling front, there's masses of grip. This car can go around corners like mad. Of course, it's got four-wheel drive as well. But when it comes to that excitement, that spine-tingling factor, slapping a smile on your face, this baby AMG does fall a bit short of the bigger AMGs that we've driven till date.